Hi everyone, this has been a really messy week. Welcome to my sewing studio. My name's Maria and I'm known as VeloSews. And really, I'm so glad to be here with you for Friday Sews. In my edition of Friday Sews, I'll run you through my sewing projects. I'll run you through what's happened on Sew Organised Style podcast, give you an update on what's happening with Sew Over 50. If there's anything new, I'll always let you know about everything frock towels. And then I'll let you know what's happening next week. One thing I didn't let you know about my sewing catch up last week, thankfully Liesl of Liesl and Co put up the tester versions of the 3 patterns that she's just launched. Now I actually did this version of the latent tank and I did wear it during the summer. Because it's cold now, it's now gone into the put away pile of my summer clothes. So just so that you know, Liesl has launched 3 patterns, the Helsinki jacket, the Norwood blouse, which I showed you last week, and also the latent knit tank and dress. Now there is a coupon code. So the coupon code is Spring26. So use that to get a discount, and I think it's a 20% discount when you purchase all 3 patterns. So you do need to have all 3 patterns in your shopping cart so that you can use the Spring26 code. Now, just so that you know, whether you use the code or not, I don't get any benefit from it. So I just thought I'd be transparent about it. This is just a launch deal that Liesl has put out so that people can try her patterns now that they've just been released. And, you know, getting your feedback on her patterns is something that she will listen to. So, as I said, I've already packed my summer gear away. So over the weekend, I wore the white denim trousers. And as you can see, I paired it with the renovated Chanel No. 3 jacket, and I really loved it. It was so comfortable to wear all day and all night, actually all night. It wasn't that cold, but I found that the denim weight was really good. It's a really good cold weather denim. Because I've done it in a pant style rather than as a jean style with straight legs, I think it's going to last me. I'll wear it quite a bit because it doesn't look like jeans, so it is a bit more dressier. So I'm actually thinking about taking that particular wear of white denim trousers when we travel, because I think that would be a really nice pair of trousers to wear if we go somewhere nice in the evening. And I thought, yeah, why not? So I finally got to finish the green linen trousers, and I've used the same pattern as I used for the white denim trousers, except that because I'd already done the back welt pockets, they actually worked out a whole lot better because this was my second try at sewing the back welt pockets. So I was really pleased with how it's turned out. What you can see behind me is the leftover of the green linen. And I also found in my stash a similar green ponte. And this week I cut out Butterick B5926 because this pattern is designed for wool jersey, ponte knit, cotton knit, sweatshirt fleece. So it's designed for modern stretch knit fabrics, which is what this is. And I suspect I probably bought this pre-COVID because I really like this colour. Whereas the linen, I probably bought that sometime this year, and it could have been in Bangkok because I did purchase quite a bit of linen when we were in Bangkok in March. So I hope that you like the sort of slim, it's not a slim leg style pants, but it's a straight leg style pants, and I think that's as wide a leg as I'll go. I'm not into the bow leg or the curved leg because I think I've got enough curves as it is. So, you know, I've got the green linen trousers that will have definitely a ponte green jacket or blazer. And I think what I'll do with the leftover linen is do a more fitted blazer. The other thing that you can spy behind me is a dark red ponte, and it's currently in the process of being sewn into something which I will show you next week, I think on the 29th. That's when I'll show you the process, the work in process work in progress. Anyway, I'll show you what it is I'm doing, because today the day got really messy. It started off with, oh, I'm going to go for a run in the morning and then do this and do that, and then we got to knock on the door at 7:30 in the morning, and by 2 o'clock the workmen had left. So it was a bit of work that had to happen on the house. So I ended up cutting out 3 garments, I think, and I sewed up that particular red crimson ponte piece that I just showed you. So more on that next week. One thing I did do last week, for MMMay, I'm renovating or altering clothes that I've already got. And when I watched what I had recorded, honestly, I was bored. So I'm going to have a think about how I can show you what I've done during MMMay to renovate my clothes, which is going to be interesting rather than as boring as I thought it was. I know it might not seem that way, but I think I need to think through how can someone like myself who likes to sew clothing just from the flat fabric to something which is 3D, like that's where I get most of my joy. When it comes to alterations, renovations, upcycling, I just don't have the motivation to do it. And there's got to be something more in it for me to be able to show you what it is I've done. Make it as interesting as possible. So just bear with me on the MMMay renos that I've already done and that I'm in the process of doing, but I will definitely show them to you at the end of May. Let's move on to Sew Organised Style podcast then. Now, Sew Organised Style podcast is all about showing and interviewing people who sew just like you and me. This week, Maddie Ballard. Now, she's the author of, let me just get this right. She's the author of Patchwork, A Sewer's Diary. Now, that was the podcast that I put out this week. She lives in Melbourne, and her diary talks about, I think it's about 10 different garments that she's sewn since she started sewing, but it's the cultural journey that she shares, as well as how much sewing and her emotions are intertwined. So I encourage you to listen to Maddie Ballard's episode, which is about her book called Patchwork, A Sewer's Diary. Now moving on to Sew Over 50. So this week I was on the team because 2 members of this week's team they were unable to work this week on the account. So when Sandy put the call out, I put my hand up, and so Tuesday's post, which was all about the sewists out there who have done amazing sewing using denim, I'd put that post out there. Now the idea and all of the images in there were all Sandy's idea. All I did was made sure that the caption read really well, put it together, managed the comments. As an editor on the team for Sew Over 50, if you're on the team for the week, you basically will put up a post, you will check the share Sew Over 50 tagged posts and put up some stories, respond to comments, and that's it. So you might, if you're interested in being an editor on Sew Over 50, send a message to Sandy or put it out to the Sew Over 50 account. And Sandy is a really good mentor in getting you across the line so that you can become part of the team. Oh, and if you want to be found quite easily for the Sew Over 50 account, make sure you tag on your photos of your posts at Share Sew Over 50, and that way we'll find you. We find people in chronological order, and why not go to the Share Sew Over 50 account, look at the tag posts and find all of your sewing friends in chronological order on Instagram. Coming up next, there's a lot on my sewing to-do list. I'll just walk you through them. So at the end of this week, I'll be doing a video to support Sew Frugal 2026. There's also this week a video that I'll be putting up about Minerva, one of my Minerva makes. So there's a collaboration that's being launched on Tuesday. That's all I can tell you. You can actually have a look on the minerva.com website and you'll see the new prints that are coming out. And that's all I can tell you until Tuesday. Let's see what else is there. There's definitely more pattern drafting, and all of the garments that I've cut out this week. So that's jacket, 2 for Frugal, 2 for Minerva. So that's 5. 5 things that I'm going to finish off, plus do a couple of book reviews, but I need to put some research into that. So tell me, what's on your sewing to-do list? Because mine just keeps growing. And that's it for this week's episode of Friday Sews. Thank you for joining me. My name's Maria. I'm known as VeloSews on social media. And I hope you got something out of today's Friday Sews. And thank you for sticking with me. So have a great week sewing. And may your unpicker always be near you. Cheers.